Hey there, everybody. How you doing? This is going to be the last video on the subject of the EEOC Strategic Enforcement Plan for 2017 through 2021. We're actually down to item number 6 on that plan. So far, we've gone through items 1 through 5. Quickly listing those, item 1 is eliminating barriers in recruitment and hiring. Number 2 is protecting vulnerable workers, including migrant and immigrant workers and underserved communities from discrimination. Number 3 is the broadest topic again, and that's addressing selected emerging and developing issues. And that's kind of like a big catch-all for the Strategic Enforcement Plan. There's a lot covered under that. If you want to update yourself on that, go back and look for that video that we did. We meaning me. Number 4 and number 5 were done together. Number 4 is ensuring equal pay protections for all workers. That's kind of a given. You just have to do that as an employer. There's no way around that. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera a little bit here. No way around that. You've got to provide equal pay for your workers. And then number 5 is preserving access to the legal system. You can't impede the legal system access to your workforce either. Number 4 and 5 are simply must-dos. Number 6, which is where we are now, is preventing systemic harassment. Now, you would think that at this point, after so many decades upon decades of having our workforces evolved and having the EEOC in place for so long, that harassment simply wouldn't be an issue at this point. That's to me, it's almost astounding, and at the same time, you just kind of shake your head, because 9 times out of 10 people are going to be people. A lot of folks don't simply have a filter between their brains and their mouths and how they conduct themselves, which is sad to say the least. But here's a few examples of why this is number 6 on their list. Not that it's the least important, but that it's actually on the EEOC Strategic Enforcement Plan. In 2016, their fiscal year alone, over 30% of the charges filed with EEOC allege harassment. That's a direct quote there. Over 30%. And if you remember, in 2016, we talked a little bit about this before, and we'll actually go into a video on this on their other report that shows what they've actually been doing. They had a little over 91,000 claims last year. 91,000, and a third of those were, almost a full third, alleged harassment. I mean, that again, nearly a full third of the EEOC's caseload centers on harassment. That seems crazy. The order, and I'm going to list this out. This is directly from their reports. The order of frequency received on those charges are: number 1, sexual harassment. Number 1, still, really? But number 1. Number 2 is a tie between race and disability, as if that was an achievement, but still, number 2 in the order of harassment claims received were race and disability. Number 3, age. I know I've got a lot of white in here. We've got a huge workforce that is maturing quickly. We've got the largest workforce so far in the human history is the baby boomer generation. I'm right on the edge of that. I would be considered probably a remarkably young baby boomer or a very old, I think it's Gen X. But either way you go, I'm right in there. And again, number 4, the top 4th charge for harassment comes in at national origin and religion. So national origin and religion are tied for 4th. So think about that. Try and wrap your heads around that. Over 30,000 cases, being a third of about 91,000, last year were for discrimination and harassment alone. harassment. This is crazy. So employers, really look at your workforce. Look at the culture that you're creating. Look at the environment that you're fostering. And take a look at the people that you have there and how you're treating them, how you're working with them, how they're relating to each other. This all comes back on you. You're responsible for this. You're responsible for the work culture and the work environment that you're creating and that you're fostering. So number 6 for the EEOC Strategic Enforcement Plan is preventing systemic harassment. And that concludes our handful of videos that we've done on the Strategic Enforcement Plan for 2017 through 2021 through the EEOC. If anyone has any questions about this or other HR issues, you know who to call. I'm Peter Gall with Gall Staffing. Take care and have a great day.